Welcome back to the sunny side of life. My name, once again, is Dennis Wallo. Fraudulent religious leaders. You know, sometimes you wonder if people never learn. You know, there's this popular saying, you're going to learn and you're going to learn the hard way. But it turns out that people are not learning because every now and then there's stories of victims of fraudulent religious leaders. And you still find people who fall victim to fake pastors, fake prophets. They know they read newspaper. They know they see them for TV. They don't have someone who has experienced it personally. I mean, I remember some 3-4 years ago, there was this trending video of a lady who literally went after her sister-in-law's pastor because the car the husband bought for her, that is her brother bought for the wife, the man of God found a way to manipulate her into letting go of that car. Your car just go on street and now let go. Come down from this car. You know how much they bought the car? You don't buy car before. You know how much they sell tire. I mean, who saw that video? I saw it. I was like, And that was how she took the keys from the said man of God and collected the car and gave it back to the sister-in-law. Who knows if the sister-in-law learned after that experience? Says what God has said. God said he should take it and use it, so he will not give it back. Some people say audacity. Now, I woke up this morning and before my very eyes, someone fell victim again. Detectives at the Lagos State Police Command, Ikeja, Lagos, have started an investigation into the allegations of fraud and obtaining by false pretense made by a businessman against a popular pastor, name withheld. This followed a petition to the Commissioner of Police by the businessman, Omolayo Michael, alleging that the pastor, who is the founder of a church with headquarters in Ojodu-Beja, Lagos, obtained money by false pretense and 2 of his vehicles totaling 106 million naira, 174,000. That's approximately 110 million naira. Within that rate. Now let's go further into this investigation. Let's get the details. Don't be too quick to say, hey, they don't come again. Let's go into details. Now, details have it that the businessman, who is the managing director of Blessed Energy Resources Limited, was introduced to the pastor by one of his friends called Ayobami, now late in 2021. According to him, the pastor, who claimed to be a man of God, brainwashed him with fake miracles and asked him to supply 42,000 liters of diesel valued at 50 million naira. After that, he refused to pay me a dime up to this moment, and he also brainwashed me by collecting 2 vehicles, one Mercedes-Benz M-Class with number plates, blah, 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 black in color, and a Mercedes-Benz ML350 with number plate, blah, 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 black in color, all valued at 30 million naira. I also transferred 14.378 million into his bank account and 11 million in cash, 11.8 million in cash. The businessman, who claimed that his attraction to the pastor was because he did a contract for Lagos State government, but they have continued to owe him huge amounts of money, prompting his resort to prayers. Also, alleged that the pastor warned him not to reveal the secret to any person, and that if he does, it will be the end of his life. A full-grown mature adult CEO was told that. Something they used to tell small children. Don't tell anybody. Oh, if you tell anybody, I will deal with you. They told a mature adult, and he swallowed it. Moving on. To my utmost surprise, a woman, Bose Olasukami, used by the pastor for fake miracles to deceive me, was arrested by the police. It was then I realized that I have been duped by the pastor, and all efforts made for him to return my vehicles and pay my money proved abortive. The businessman who said he was in the protocol department in the church further alleged that the pastor also threatened his life by warning that he should stop demanding a refund of his vehicles and payment of his money. As at press time, police sources said one of the vehicles had been recovered from the person the pastor sold it to while frantic efforts were in progress to recover the second vehicle. However, sources said all efforts to invite the pastor failed, but he only sent a legal representative to deny all allegations against him. Meanwhile, the church, in a statement by its spokesman, Henry Okodua, denied all the allegations against their pastor, stating that the cars in question were voluntarily offered by the complainant, who joyfully presented them as offerings to God during a service broadcast live 3 years ago, adding that all financial transactions with him had been settled. Ladies and gentlemen, in front of me, I have compiled several stories from different news sources of people who had at one time or the other been swindled by fraudulent religious leaders, not just of the Christian faith, but also of the Muslim faith. So it's not just a Christianity thing. It may also surprise you to know that some people who you now see on social media claiming to use some traditional means, power, they got the powers, have also been recorded to have swindled some of their followers. You pay this amount of money, they're supposed to give you something, good luck charm, this charm, that charm, you name it. In short, they fake the miracles, or they say they are praying for you, or they're giving you a prophecy, and by the time you think about it, my mother is dead. My mother died some 100 years ago. And you're telling me my mother is the cause of my problems. When? How? I never met my mother. So how is she the cause? Oh, my mother-in-law is the one that is the reason why I'm here to have a child. Excuse me. My parents-in-law died a long time ago. Long before I even met my husband and we got married. How is she the reason why I'm here to have a child? And the funny part is, there's something recurrent with some of these stories. They saw these things. They had doubt. Why did they go ahead to make financial commitments? Why did it take them so long to realize they're actually being swindled? For one lady, it had to take her over 25 years of going from one church to the other until she became permanently deaf, for her to realize that all the persons that have collected money from her and her parents were actually fraud. One lady highlighted how she had to pay a consultation, had warned her that there was something fishy about that particular church. She still went ahead. And then the pastor kept borrowing money up until he borrowed more than how much? It was into millions. And he never paid back until they arrested him and he was paying 50,000. And then they locked and church was still in the man of God. And the man of God went to the pulpit and the chambers to pray against that pure woman. The devil from the pit of hell sent to destroy the church. And members were praying. I could go on and on. But we take a pause on some of these stories. I'm sure you, the listener, you must have heard of some of these stories. Or you may have had personal experiences. Time will not permit us to share those experiences. But the two questions I have to ask get away with fraud against their members. Is it reluctant to press charges? Or they just say, nah, fake man of God. And they move on to another person who will fraud them. And even when they go as far as arresting them, sometimes there's just something that happens and they go scot-free. And then there is always that story. It happened this year. Who knows what will happen by the end of this year? Maybe I'll go online and I'll read something else from one religious leader. So why do religious leaders seemingly get away with these fraudulent activities against their members? Question number 2. When cases of fraudulent pastors arise or fraudulent religious leaders arise, why are their members or members of their congregation quick to defend them? Let's talk. 0817 923 0002 and 0817 923 0003. Once again, 0817 923 0002 and 0817 923 0003. WhatsApp and Telegram number is 080906.
Now these members of this church are contributing to all those things they are building. But a final, a woman who is paying 200 naira for a child will not be from that school. It's a fraud. They should rethink of what they are doing. Because if I pay for me to be in the house of God, you know when I'm hungry, I eat that meat in the house of God. But there's no meat now. They use it for food. All is the fraud. They change around their way because God has many things to judge. That's what I think.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much. You know, one of the stories I came across, I laughed because the lady told me how, or the lady mentioned how the female church members in the church will usually come around her and ask her personal questions. And you know, she would divulge, thinking they're all in the similar situation of looking for children. Now, what she didn't know was that these information, they will go and feed to the man of God. And when she appears before the man of God, he's telling her all those things. She will say, oh, yes, Lord, this man they see. This man they see. Have I shared the one about the imam? Okay, I will do that. Remind me to do that. Nigeria Info, good afternoon to you and welcome.
Good afternoon, Nigeria Info.
Good afternoon to you. What's your name?
Good afternoon, Sunnyside.
Yes, Sunnyside.
Dakuku from Abokeche.
Dakuku from Abokeche, welcome.
So, Sunnyside, you see why most of us who always travel over trust over our Christian religion leaders is that it plays on the emotion and the way it was the Christian religion leaders are acting over their life. So that's why most of them acted. Anything happen, we always get over trust. Because when you are worshiping, you're able to know the kind of person is in your church, pastor or whatever, who is leading in that church, how he behaves. So when things happen, we are able to have over trust on it. So that is the major problem with this. But most of them are not taking it away the way we are also upset on it. Like most of them will be there, things are happening, they cannot, but people are still having that trust because of the church and the way it touches them, as if they have been related well, as if brothers and sisters. That is why you see that most of them have trust to fight. That's why it happens like that. Let me stop here. Thank you.
All right, thank you too. Nigeria Info, good afternoon. Oh, I'm so sorry we lost that call. Please do well to call back. This message says they get away with it because their members don't have sense. Why ashamed? I don't want to believe their members don't have sense. No, now. You have a congregation. At the average, maybe you have 500 members, 1,000 members. Are you saying all of them are not able to discern? Now, let me go to the story of the imam. So that we have a balance. It doesn't look like, oh, it's only church. You know, sometimes when we have these conversations about religious leaders, everyone is quick to defend their religion, their pastor and all. So let's go to the case of the imam. I think he was persecuted at some point. Okay. The accused, probably called Afa, was caught in the act via footage. Yes, this one they caught in Ganganga. Nobody reported him. He was caught. Or like some of you would say, there was a caught. Alright. In June 2019, an Islamic cleric, Abdul Salam Saludim, was remanded by Nikeja Sexual Offences and Domestic Violence Court for allegedly raping a 5-year-old girl in a mosque. The prosecutor, Olarinwaju, told the court the suspect committed the offense in December 22nd, 2018 on the premises of the mosque at 15 Palace Road in Gando, Lagos. Justice Abiola, who obliged the prosecutor's request for the remand, had adjourned the case until October 2019. The accused 43 was tried for allegedly defiling the child, who was under tutelage. The imam was caught on camera that was installed within the premises of the mosque, and the prosecutor said the offense contravenes Section 137 of the criminal law. Meanwhile, in 2014, another Islamic cleric was accused of duping worshippers to the tune of 1.2 million naira. The accused allegedly induced one Adam Ingila to part with money on false pretext. For allegedly duping a prospective businessman of 1.2 million, an Islamic cleric was arraigned in an senior magistrate court in Ogun. The suspect 33 stood trial on a 3-count charge of obtaining by false pretext, stealing, and conspiracy. The prosecutor told the court that the cleric and one other person still at large committed the offences on December 18, 2013 at the Joju area of Sangota. I mean, I could go on and on. In 2019, the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission said it arrested a fake Muslim cleric over allegations bordering on fraud to the tune of 3 million naira, $24,000. There's so many stories. EFCC. There was one that somebody was oh my goodness, you know what, just go to the Punch newspaper, search for these, and I'm sure you'll find more of similar stories. But like I said earlier, why are they getting away with it? Why? And who are those people who are quick to defending them? Nigerian Info, good afternoon to you and welcome. Good afternoon.
This is Justice from Iwese.
You're welcome.
Yes. The reason people fall into victim to all these men of God is this. They themselves who are going to the men of God for prayer don't even know that they themselves are men of God themselves. Because when you call men of God, everybody is involved. It is everybody. Nobody is man of God. Everybody is a man of God. But they have confidence on a specific part of people, calling them man of God. Nobody is the Bible. Bible is the word of God. Nobody is the word of God. But people take the pastors and everything as the Bible. Don't even read the Bible. They only listen to what the man of God will say. And let me tell you, they use the same Bible to sometimes, some of them use it to fraudulent people. Sometimes in the Bible, when they are preaching, they are only telling you of the widow's mite. So that you are going to use that small one you have and give to the church. If you don't have another one to give, if you give that one you have, and far from that, you have given the type of gift we call memory gift, which people do not like. People don't understand that. And there is no pastor will tell you.
Those who can't get parents at home, but will pay any amount to this week to pay the report hackled. Okay. If you hear any noise by chance, please, I'd like to plead with you to bear with us. It is not intentional. Like I mentioned yesterday, our studios are going through ongoing renovations, and it is all in a bid to give you the very best as it concerns broadcasting in this part of the world. Mbamian Peter says, any pastor that collects tithe seed is fraudulent. Whatever that is collected on behalf of God in exchange for his blessings is false. God has already given man the principles of success and his blessings, which is diligence in work. Matthew Samson Amuya says, none of them is and someone says you sing, so that's because
when they discuss with you, your spirit not strong, you fall for them. It's not a question of telling me that what I'm saying, God is saying to their own husbands, especially the women. So for me, it's because maybe their actions is not being regulated. And then when they hypnotize you, it takes time, or it takes the grace of God, for you to come out of it. Because already from step one, they don't cover you complete. And that's why for me as a person, I believe that even when you go to church, the pastor preaches to you. You yourself should look at the Bible portions, interpret it your own way. It's not just the ways of the pastor that you go collect or the religious leader. Like you said, it cuts across divide. Even native doctors, they do them. After all, nativity itself, not religion.
Yeah, there are people that practice traditional religion.
Of course. They also do it. So at the end of the day, for me, I believe that not be ordinary hand, then take the do, or they win those people where then they win, because look at it very well. How to them are people who have not the downtrodden, or like we say in Nigeria today, the vulnerable ones.
All right, thank you
very much,
so much. Clement says Nigerian pastors, Nigerian Info DD left. Pastors left Nigerian Info DD WhatsApp group. Really? Didi, I think the problem is desperation. When people are desperate, they can easily get hypnotized without being conscious, especially with the female gender. They keep moving from different churches, and these men of God keep using them. Some even end up sleeping with these men of God, unknown to them, all in the name of solving their problems. It is really terrible. Godwin from Elelawon, one of the stories I read, even after the pastor made sexual advances at her, she still went there and was giving him money. Now, from her narrative, she didn't sleep with him because in her mind, he's a man of God. He's a human being too. Maybe that is his flaw. That everybody has flaws. That he has that flaw doesn't mean God cannot still use him, because the man keeps telling her God can use anybody. We're going to commercial break. Stay tuned.
The show continues after this break on